All right, so we're going to check out some PlayStation Vita demos today. You got this cool little draggy thingy. All right. I'm sure you guys want to see the Uncharted demo, but we're going to check out Gravity Rush first because Gravity Rush is awesome, and I'm going to make you guys stick around for Uncharted. All right. Yes. Okay, so Gravity Rush is not going to be a launch title, unfortunately. It was kind of thought to be when they first started talking about the Vita and the games that were coming out for it, but it looks like it's got a May release date. I would love to see that change. I was really hoping this was going to be a launch title, but looks like you'll just have to stick with Uncharted and Katamari. Okay. Don't play this if you have a history of epilepsy or seizures. Good advice. Okay. Use of alcohol, not in the demo. Hope that doesn't disappoint anybody. So let's get going here. So Gravity Rush is a game where you manipulate gravity and such, and you'll see that. Let's get going. I need to quit saying so much. And the game begins. You have lost your memory, which I know you don't see that in video games a lot. Losing memory, amnesiac characters, but Gravity Rush decided to do it. It's got a really cool art style. I like the art a lot. It's kind of a cel-shaded, sort of animated look, with an interesting color palette. Lots of reds and purples. It's really cool. And her name is Kat with a K, and she talks to cats. Just confusing. Let's see. I want to invert because I'm weird. Oh well. I changed them back because I can't read. Okay. All right, let's go talk to this cat. Find the gravity shifting cat. Okay. Gotta touch your way through the menus. Oh no, you can't use buttons, which is good. I like to keep my fingers off the screen as much as possible. Cat doesn't speak English. Just says purr. Alright, so there you go. You can see the gravity disappearing, and it lifts everyone up around her, not just you, but you know everything that's around you, people, other objects. It's really interesting. Now you're staying on a wall. I'm really just sort of narrating this rather than offering my opinion of the demo. You can see what's happening. I don't need to tell you that. Okay, so right trigger lets you kind of turn off the gravity, and then you can sort of aim where you want to fall. So I'm going to go to this other building here. Very cool. Now, and then you can also just, reactivate gravity whenever you want. She doesn't seem to take fall damage. The demo doesn't really give you a chance to really fall from a really high direction, so I think you can just activate, deactivate gravity whenever you want. So now the demo kind of lets you open it up a little bit more. Wants you to go over there, turn off gravity. And I just really like this this element of the game, floating around. It's because flight never seems to quite work in video games for whatever reason, as far as like all the Superman games are mostly failures. But this kind of gives you that opportunity to sort of fly around without making you just straight up fly. And, running up walls is always cool. Collecting these things. Okay. Yeah, and then you can sort of move around the 3D space because you can stop in midair. So you can fly up in the air, pause, look to your left, fly in that direction, pause in midair. I think it's weird that her clothes are much different than anybody else's. No one seems to care or notice that she's wearing a very bizarre outfit, but maybe that'll get explained in the game later. So we're gonna head in that direction. Doing some more wall running. Let's go like that. Yeah, so you really get a good feeling of just, you know, flying through the air, because you're basically falling. Even if you're falling up, you're still falling, which is always a cool feeling in video games. You can also, the way our setup is here, I can't really move the Vita around too much, but you can also use the, you know, the motion controls to aim where you want to fall. It's kind of cool. And I think they're going to introduce this next mechanic here, like I was doing, where I could fall towards a direction. You can also attack in that direction by hitting square instead of trigger. Instead of falling, you'll actually fly with, you know, with your fist out, and you can attack people that way. Here's some of the combat. She doesn't have any memories, but she can fight. And the combat is you know, pretty standard melee stuff. So I'm going to move the screen a little bit here, and you can see how the sort of comic presentation, you can sort of look around the frames. It's a cool effect. And it's all motion controls. You can't manipulate with the control sticks. It's just kind of an interesting way. I like it better than what they usually do, is they just sort of draw the these frames. At least these still look as though they're in game. It's an interesting visual way to present the story rather than just strictly cutscenes. And it doesn't feel cheap. And now we're gonna get into some of the combat, which is pretty standard. The demo doesn't offer a whole lot of, you know, assorted combos or anything. Just kind of square to kick. Good times. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, where you can sort of throw yourself around as an attack. Oh, looks like I hit the light post there. Silly light post always getting in the way. There we go. Doing some mid-air stops here. So yeah, so that's Gravity Rush, and like I said, I'm really disappointed that it's not going to be a launch title, because this, for me personally at least, was the game that I was most interested in playing on the Vita. I really like flying around the environment without gravity. I think it's really cool. I think it gives a good feeling of weightlessness, which is something I aspire to myself. Yeah, so now let's check out Uncharted. You've been patient. Thanks. Alright, so here's Uncharted. This is the Uncharted loading screen. It's very exciting. Loading screens are many people's favorite part of video games, if I understand correctly. And the nice thing about Uncharted is it feels like Uncharted. It really feels like not a lot has been lost in translation moving to the handheld from the console. It's got, I mean, it really is almost indistinguishable from the PlayStation 3 version. I mean, obviously, the Vita version, the graphics aren't as good, but I mean, it still looks great, you know? You have to use the touchscreen to navigate the menus, which I find kind of annoying. If I can help not touching the screen, I'd like to try to avoid it. But there are elements of Uncharted that require you to use the touchscreen. Those sections don't occur all the time. You'll see at least one section where you have to use the touchscreen. But you know, the climbing with the touchscreen, all that stuff is optional. You don't have to do that, thankfully.
What happened?
All right, so waking up in a burning building. Pretty standard day for Mr. Drake.
Great, the pack's gone. What else did they take?
Hopefully this time I won't screw up the controls. Have them all backwards.
Alright. What is that, smoke? Great. Just pile it on, I can take it.
Alright, so this first part of the demo doesn't have any, no shooting or anything. Just climbing. And basically where you see it sort of shining, it didn't just did there. You can actually, so you can touch the screen to climb, which is totally optional. You don't have to do that. I imagine many of you will do it once, and then you will no longer do it after that. Just one time to make sure it works. But otherwise, it's pretty standard Uncharted. You can tilt the system itself here to maintain your balance. I don't know why video games always insist on making you catch your balance. I don't know. I guess people think that's a really fun part of the game. I don't know. I don't get it. Just let me walk forward.
Nate! Hey! Over here! Hurry up!
There's a new lady. Don't know much about her.
Where are we? Where's Dante?
She's got a green shirt on.
Why is
That's
the
something
building
go on,
fire?
I guess.
No time! Guerrero's are everywhere! Come on, get up here! Oh,
She
crap,
seems
I gotta
trustworthy.
go.
Let's follow her.
Take everything.
Okay, so this is one of the parts where you are required to use the touchscreen to cut through this tarp. So you can see here on the side of the screen a couple options come up. Context sensitive, select the machete.
Just the thing for
And
this.
Nathan likes to plan out exactly how he's going to cut through things. He doesn't just go in there all willy-nilly. So let's go up and to the left, right to left, and that way. So yeah, so he's got to plan that out in advance. Nathan Drake doesn't. He likes to plan things out, as we've clearly learned from all the other Uncharted games. He does not like to think on his feet.
Now we're cooking.
He likes to have a plan in place. So, and that's just how they represent that asset of his character. I'm being sarcastic. I hope you guys realize that. I just found that really odd. Okay. I don't know where to go. Okay, here we go. Let's climb that pipe. So I'm not using the touchscreen. Just hitting the X to jump. So then after this, we'll get to some actual shooting. If I can figure out where to go.
Oh, this is crazy.
Okay, explosions. Always a good time.
Whoa!
Stuff's always falling from his feet.
Not good.
There we go. Alright, so now we'll do some sniping, actually. Which, I actually was hoping to just have some more traditional cover shooting in the demo, but this is pretty much all sniping.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size, you son of a bitch? Chase.
And you can use the touch screen actually to
There.
zoom in and out on the sniper rifle. And you can use the back touchscreen for that part as well to zoom in and out. And I actually found the first time I played this, I ran into trouble where I was accidentally touching the back screen. I didn't realize I was, and I didn't understand why the zoom was doing what it was doing. It just seemed to be going on its own. I thought maybe it had something to do with the tilt controls. So. But I figured it out because I'm a super genius. So they call me around the Game Informer offices. Don't ask anybody to confirm that. That's my nickname. Just trust me. Let's shoot that guy.
Chase, move. Where are these guys coming from?
If I die, it's because I'm holding the Vita in a strange position in order to record this. It's not because I'm not good at video games. Promise. Oh, come on. Yeah, I should have worn that stupid hat. What are you thinking? Alright, so we got some, these probably look familiar to Uncharted people, the red lasers coming through. There's always, seems to be a section like this in Uncharted. where it's you versus red laser sights. This will play to the end, because the end of the demo's kind of cool. So you're not getting bored at this point.
Damn it, no!
Oh, you know what? Chase has been killed. Like I said, it's not because I'm terrible at video games. So yeah, that's Uncharted. You'll have to wait till the game comes out to see the cool truck explosion. That's pretty much all it is. It's just a truck exploding. But yeah, so that's a look at some of the Vita demos. These are the games that I'm excited about personally, Uncharted and Gravity Rush especially. So thanks for watching. Have a glorious day, full of delicious meals, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Awesome.